We are joined now by South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Good morning to you. So, Congresswoman, Democrats just refuse to budge. And this weekend, we're going to see their big No Kings protest to fire up their base. Do you think they're waiting for this protest, or do you think they actually have a plan to get out of this thing?
Oh, I think they're definitely waiting for the protest, which means our troops aren't going to be paid because of the No Kings protest, which is super ironic because they're the ones that installed Kamala Harris, who didn't get a single vote to be the presidential nominee for Democrats last year. And they bestowed her queen, right, of the matriarchy. So that to me is very ironic. But I don't think we get back into reopening the government until after this protest, until after President Trump fires some government employees. I think that's what's going to take.
And I want to get back to something you just brought up, that our active servicemen and women are not going to get paid.
Correct.
Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter who you voted for. The people that are serving our country are not going to get paid because of that. You'd think that Democrats would eventually budge for that reason alone.
Well, and you look at an E1 who has a wife and kids or a husband and children and family of 4. That soldier, that E1, is making $26,000 to $27,000 a year. They're on food stamps or have WIC. They can't make it without getting paid. And so they're living below the poverty line while they're risking their lives for our country.
Yeah, I do think they're getting paid tomorrow because I think they're moving some money around. But after that, it's over with. Yeah.
Well, I think President Trump got money in the Treasury with some of the customs revenue and tariffs.
But if this goes on and on and on.
Right, but the Democrats have put us and put the president in this situation. I have reached out to financial institutions to make sure that no one gets their car repoed or they don't lose their homes while this is happening, to make sure that they're made whole.
Because South Carolina has such a huge military component. So I do want to keep in that, though. So Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader, calling his members back to Washington for a meeting to figure out how do we move this process forward. It seems pretty simple. This is the budget they voted for last year. It was signed by their president, or the Democrat president of the United States at the time. I don't see what's hard about this. What's to negotiate? You already did this.
They voted for this same clean CR 13 times previously. This is not about the budget or spending or health care. This is all about Chuck Schumer getting primaried by a former bartender from the Bronx, AOC. He's just worried about the far left who are going to be voting in that primary. That's all this is about, and she's going to beat him anyway.
Do you think this shutdown will impact next year's midterms? Do you think people going to the polls will remember what this was like?
They'll remember that Democrats caused this, and they will turn out in droves for conservative candidates.
Yeah.
So I got to move on here. So you're obviously also running for South Carolina governor, and you posted something on X, I think, that just, it made me laugh. I love this stuff. So you once worked at a Waffle House, and so you went back to work there again, and just to hear from folks, also, is the food as good as you remembered?
Oh, it's the best. It's absolutely the best.
And what's it like right now? What are you hearing on the campaign trail?
Well, it's been absolutely overwhelming. We had more supporters in our first quarter, Q3, than any other candidates combined. The polling is great. I don't believe the fake polls, but we are crushing it right now. And if folks want to help out, then go to nancymace.org/donate and chip in $1. It's been incredible. The conservatives are with us, the base, MAGA. They're calling me MAGA Mace now. It's been really, really deeply humbling to come out of the gate like this. And we're going to work very hard to have the America First agenda in South Carolina, do everything we need to address the cost of living, roads and bridges, illegal immigration. We got Tren de Agua in South Carolina, the Sinaloa cartel, MS-13. We've had Democrat sheriffs let out these illegals onto the streets of South Carolina who are rapists, murderers, and pedophiles. Not when I'm governor. That is not, that ends the day that I get sworn in.
What is it first that made you want to be governor of South Carolina?
I have learned so much in Congress, and we've been tremendously successful, and I want to take what I've learned and then apply it statewide. We have the highest state income tax in the Southeast at 6.2%. We got to get that to zero in the next 3 to 5 years. I have a plan for that. The illegal immigration problem, I want to make sure that our local law enforcement can assist ICE bigger and better than ever before. We have facilities that the state government owns that we aren't using to help the deportation process. We need to do that immediately. There are just so many things we can do. And then education. I'm a high school dropout. You mentioned Waffle House. I'm a high school dropout. I eventually made it to college, but I want our workers to be skilled. So if they're not going to college, I want our kids certified in a trade to get these high-paying, high-skilled jobs that are everywhere in South Carolina, because we're the 10th fastest growing state in the country.
Well, we got good polling coming out for the governor's elections in Virginia and North Carolina, so hopefully that's a good sign heading into next year.
Praying for Virginia.